I see you out there doing work. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the Dallas Mavericks. Well, for the Mavericks, they haven't competed at the level they'd like over the last week or so. Just one win in 5 games. A chance tonight to see Jimmy Butler. Always a lot of talk about his defense, but Kenny, what makes him a cut above the rest in that area?
Oh, he has great footwork and lateral quickness for guys his size. You know, he's 6'5", 6'6". He has the ability to play inside, play outside, understands defensive positioning. Just a great all-around player.
How many times does Dr. O'Neal have to correct you non-grammar
Man, that was a big yawn
people?
right there, you know?
I said, how many times does Dr.
I apologize.
O'Neal...
Excuse me for yawning before your thing.
Oh.
How many times does Dr. O'Neal have to correct you non-grammar speaking people?
Why? What's wrong?
His feet work, not footwork. But anyway,
my
his reach helps him cover extra ground, and he can pressure guys without fouling. Great feet work.
How do you keep from yawning if you feel like you got to yawn? Is there a way to not yawn?
Yes, there is.
What is it?
Stop being around boring people.
Yep, too late for that. Here's Kevin Harlan.
They check second to 10.
I got
No escape.
On the floor for the visiting Dallas Mavericks. At power forward, Ray Spalding. At point guard, Gary Payton II. At center, Greg Monroe. At the other forward position, Luka Doncic. At the other guard position, Jimmy Butler. The head coach of the team,
small forward, 6 feet 7 inches, number 15, Chandler Hutchison. Starting at point guard, standing 6'5", number 5, DeJounte Murray. Starting at the other forward position, 7 feet, number 24. Starting at center, 6 feet 10 inches, number 34, Wendell Carter. The other guard, standing 6'5", number 25, the great one. The head coach of your home team is Luke Walton. Ladies and gentlemen, your Chicago Bulls.
The place they call the United Center in Chicago, the home of the Bulls, where today we'll be broadcasting live. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. Well, it was the Chicago Bulls in their last game, a loss to Denver in the Rockies. And that was a real body blow for them. They got taken apart both offensively and defensively.
And simply put, they couldn't score. They never got completely in sync in that one.
Well, that's putting it mildly. They were in total disarray. I have no idea where their heads were that night.
And it's the Mavericks to start out. And in the early part of the season, Steve, teams are usually at their healthiest. How do you maintain that healthy factor throughout the long season?
You know, I love what these organizations are doing, and also players individually. They're getting their rest. They're having the individual trainers on the side. Nutrition has played a huge role right now. And I think for a lot of the younger guys, you can't be afraid to ask the veteran what he's doing. And I think that's what a lot of the veterans right now are taking these young guys under their wing and not only teaching them the skill level on the court, but how to maintain their bodies throughout the season.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Payton. He's out there with Jimmy Butler. Doncic out there with Monroe.
The winners of 6 championship titles, the Chicago Bulls, all in the 1990s, and all with Jordan and Pippen.
That free throw good from the great one. Well, the Bulls rebuilt their team a couple times, but then things would unravel.
Yeah, you had the Derrick Rose years. He won league MVP playing for the Bulls. Then you had Jimmy Butler. He gets traded. They continue to search for that championship formula once again.
Here's the great one. He's coming off a 34-point game against Denver.
And his shot blocking almost single-handedly changed the game. No one wanted to put up a shot with him lurking.
Now, here's Doncic after the miss from the great one. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Now, let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff.
Well, Kevin, speed will be on display this evening. He told his players, get out and transition every chance they get and try to turn this into a track meet. We'll see if they can have their running shoes on tonight. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks.
Another thing about marketing, his mechanics stay consistent even when his shot is contested.
Payton passes to Doncic. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Doncic has got his first basket of the night.
And so many defenses nowadays really not designed to take away that mid-range jumper.
If you go by pure analytics, there is an argument to be made for that. This time, doesn't work out.
Good on the bucket.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
First quarter, you're really testing the defense, trying to find their weaknesses.
Now here's Payton, coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. It's Monroe, high post. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Hutchison, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. And that one drops.
He has great instincts on the offensive end. He's tough to contain.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Pass to Butler. And the layup's good off the glass.
You see the instincts of Butler on plays like this. Understands how and where to get his shots.
Murray, the pass to the great one. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. The great one's got 5 points so far. And so Payton will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. It's a 3-point game. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season.
Interconference showdown. You love to see clubs that don't play each other often go head-to-head.
I like it. East versus West. This is a very intriguing matchup.
The Mavericks shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
One shot.
And that one falls for Greg Monroe. Bulls have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. The pass to Hutchison. Here's the great one. He kicks it to Carter. Shoots over Monroe. Good work defensively by Monroe. Payton against Murray. Knocked away. Payton left side. Spalding. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Pass to the great one. Back to Murray. Passes to the great one. It's rebounded by Dallas. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And, you know, this can happen on the road. You're out defending guys who have just gotten into a comfort zone playing at home.
Well, you have to have an aggressive mindset, and you have to try to disrupt their rhythm.
Now here's Butler. After the miss from the great one. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Monroe. No good. Good work defensively by Carter. Here's the great one, defended by Butler. Here's the great one. Good work defensively by Monroe.
That's one of those where you think you've got it, you relax for just a second, and then you're kicking yourself.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Steve, when you look back at your career, which years do you remember playing your best brand of basketball?
You know, I think obviously when you're younger, you feel like you have more of an impact with your skill level to go along with your athleticism. I think my best run was about a 5 or 6 year run when I was playing with the Atlanta Hawks and the Portland Trail Blazers. Those two teams, I think I had my best run.
And he sinks the second. Bulls trail by 3. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Ross with it. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
Harrison Barnes.
Now that we have a second, take a look at the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers over the last 10 games. The Bulls third.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
That free throw, no good. Pirtle, he's checked in for Carter. He hits the second from the line. Now here's Payton. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game. The pass to Romero. Over Ross. Hits the outside fadeaway. Chicago trailing here. Pass to the great one. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
What vision from Pirtle, getting the pass over to the wide open man.
The Mavericks have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Payton kicks to Barnes. Here's Romero. Offensive rebound. Antetokounmpo with the bucket.
His combination of energy and anticipation showing up on the offensive glass.
Pass to Ross. Here's the great one. Pirtle, the pass to the great one. Parker left side. Lock at 6. Taylor dishes to Pirtle. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Pirtle's got his first basket of the night.
Great recognition by Pirtle, slicing through the defense in these pick-and-roll sets.
Back to Payton. Pass to Romero. That shot off the mark. Good D by Parker. The shot goes down and he gets this game back to even.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Stolen away. The great one passes to Taylor. Here's the great one. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. The pass to Romero. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
The assist there from Barnes. Over the years, he's gotten better and better making decisions with the ball in his hands.
The Mavericks shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. Bulls making a switch here. Levine's checked in. Ends up going with the new group. Here's the great one, defended by Butler. The great one passes to Carter. Here's the great one, second chance shot, and he lays it up and in. The great one's got 10 points in the game.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
On the floor for Dallas, we've got Doncic. Robinson is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then there's Monroe. Now, here's Doncic. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And he showed again why he is such a sensational playmaker. Some of the plays he made were just remarkable.
And it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, baby.
Last touch by Monroe. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. The great one in that last game against the Nuggets delivered quite a performance. He scored 34 points, and not a surprise in how he scored. He drew a lot of contact and made his free throws. He absolutely stole the show. It felt like he was everywhere all the time. It'll be interesting to see how he follows it up, Kevin.
Thanks, David, for another reminder of just what an unbelievable performance that was.
One that everyone's still talking about tonight. He dominated that game in just about every way possible.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what he's got in store for us tonight. Maybe he tops himself again. I think he just might do it.
Here's the great one after Luka Doncic's bucket. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The great one passes to Markkanen. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
You know, I love the effort just to get a hand in there. He is disrupting the offensive flow.
Now here's Butler after the miss from the great one. Spalding. And the officials call a traveling violation. Yeah. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Nuggets. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, there's Dallas. Quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
And, you know, for the Mavericks, they've fallen all too quickly down to that spot at the bottom of the standings. If any team needed a bright start, it was them.
Yep, they're already been written off by a lot of people this season. I'm not ready to give up on them quite yet, but they better show me something soon.
Here's the great one, and stolen by Butler.
I'll tell you what, terrific anticipation defensively. Tracked it all the way. That pass had no chance.
Robinson kicks to Doncic. The 17-footer goes down. Now it's a 6-point Maverick lead.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
Murray, the pass to the great one. He dishes it to Markkanen. Inside. Now Butler. He's coming off a 34-point game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Chicago calls timeout. And Jimmy Butler's a very physical wing, as we know, Greg. Goes about 6'8", 240. And he can D up almost any position.
And the strength to deal with forwards, the quickness to cover guards. Also, he uses that strength to attack the rim and get himself to the line.
Peyton, he's checked in for Dallas. The great one. They can't stop the run with that one.
You know, I like the competitive fire, but he's still really out of it.
Doncic kicks to Butler. Lets it go from the wing. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And that was an easy one there. Just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Here's the great one. He's got 10. They get it back. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Monroe.
Yeah, easy call.
The Bulls shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
That's good from Carter. All different levels of playmakers in the league right now, but some guys, Steve, have an innate vision that just can't be taught.
Yeah, I love watching Chris Paul with his vision. Even Ben Simmons, a younger guy who can pass the basketball. DeMarcus Cousins is a guy who has great vision for his size, has a great feel for the game. There's just so many guys. Ricky Rubio is another guy who can pass the basketball.
Yes.
And Lonzo Ball, a young guy. Those guys have just that innate vision. They can see 2 plays ahead.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Markkanen. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Dallas leading by 9. Down low, Doncic. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And how about the balance of Doncic on that possession? Amazing at just absorbing the contact and still with the strength to finish.
And Chicago shooting 31% in the second. Some poor shot selection for them in this quarter. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Out to Monroe. Butler passes to Doncic. Goes back up. He gets it in there. Doncic has got 11 points.
You know, he had a hot start to this game. He's only gotten hotter. We'll see if the defense makes an adjustment.
Here's the great one. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard so we can see and check out some of the most feared defenders in the league. The steal leaders among shooting guards. Look at Butler. Always dangerous on the court. He leads the league. And, of course, the great one, down a few spots.
And this is a very intense group. I mean, those steals don't come by accident. I mean, they've gotten them through the effort, and they're willing to expend that kind of energy on that aspect of the game.
You'll never find any of those guys sitting back and letting their guard down for a single moment. That's for sure. They're out there looking for every opportunity to make an impact defensively.
Now, here's Doncic. 11 points in the game. Baseline J on the way. Changes up. Carter pulls it in.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Good ball movement here by the Bulls.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope. His only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Doncic kicks to Antetokounmpo. 43 seconds left here in the second. That one goes. Count it. And the Mavericks lead by 12.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
You know, going up against size, you know you have to get separation. Nice move from mid-range.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler.
Bulls ball.
Hurdle, he's checked in for the Bulls.
Right.
Zach LaVine comes in for the great one. And the Mavericks making a change here. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks up by a... Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get... And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Without question, the great one displaying his skills today.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, you like to run more doubles at him, but the risk there is opens up things for everybody else.
And down low, it's Markkanen and Carter. Great one out there with Murray. And it's Hutchinson in at the small forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Now here's Butler. Markkanen pulls it in. Here's the great one. To the inside. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. It's on Jimmy Butler.
I love the finish there by Markkanen. Can absorb the contact because he's improved his strength.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
One shot.
And Lauri Markkanen out of Finland, an extremely high skill level to his game. Smitty, is he a finished product?
Not at all. With his passion for the game, he's only going to get better and better. Some 7-footers don't have that drive. He does, Kevin.
Butler. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Butler's got 9.
Jimmy Butler, great feel for the mid-range game, and it's where his jumper's most accurate.
Here's the great one, defended by Butler. The great one passes to Carter. Yep, it counts.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And here is Payton. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game.
Yeah, yes, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
Pass break, Dallas. From beyond the arc, the shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 4 assists now tonight.
I love how Jimmy Butler let the play develop, how he's learned to trust his vision.
Here's Hutchison. To the middle. The great one passes to Carter. Here's the great one, covered by Payton. Here's the floater. Second shot opportunity, stolen by Monroe. Baseline jumper. The shot comes out. Nice D from the great one. 11 feet away. Count that one. The great one's got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Monroe left side. From the low block. Carter with the block. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's Hutchison. No good on that one. And the Mavericks going the other way now. They've led by as many as 14 points. They're off to Denver after this game as they apply their skills at the Pepsi Center. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Bucket is good, and that's now 7 points for Lauri Markkanen.
Everyone knows about Markkanen from range. Also has the tools to challenge inside.
Monroe finds Payton. Monroe down low. Carter on him. Monroe, no good. Bulls trail by 10. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. No good from the great one. Dallas is gone. 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Pass to Doncic. From 13, Carter pulls it in. Carter's got 11 rebounds in the game. Kicks it to Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
And you can tell he's hungry because that's how you eat away at a lead right there. Make some highlight reel plays and shake that defense up.
Well, Greg, you're right. Not all 2 points are the same. Not when they come on a stuff like that one.
Sometimes you want to send a message, and a message was sent. What a dunk.
Jabari Parker's checked in for the Bulls.
That's his second personal foul. Substitution on the court.
Payton looking it over. And the foul on Wendell Carter. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Chicago making some changes. Lean comes in for Markkanen, and Taylor subbed in for Murray.
Romero.
Here's Doncic. He's got 11 to the inside. Lays it up and banks it in. He's got 10.
And how about the visions there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Outside, Levine. Passes to the great one. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Taylor passes to the great one. Shot clock at 6. Banked in off the glass. The great one's got 6 points in the quarter.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
Now, here's Doncic. Not a lot of room. He kicks to Barnes. Another 3 for Dallas.
When Barnes has space to fire from deep, you usually just assume it's going in. Very dangerous from outside.
Here's Carter, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Barnes outside. And the pass to Romero. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
That's all confidence right there. He knows he's in a groove, and they've got this team on his heels.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. Some changes for Chicago. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Carter, and it's Ross in for the great one. It's stolen by Carter. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. On the floor right now for the Mavericks. They've got Jimmy Butler. Also Peyton out there. And it's Romero in at the small forward.
I mean, he's struggling, hitting a low percentage of his shots this quarter.
Now here's Butler. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Butler's got 10 points here in the second half.
Tonight, Butler's been ferocious, got into a rhythm early, and has been able to sustain that effort.
The great one passes to Markkanen. Peyton on the double team. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Steve, looks like we may not have any more sleeved jerseys anymore as you look back. Is this the end of an era or the end of an error, a mistake?
Either way, I am happy, Kevin. I just didn't like the look.
I am too.
And I couldn't imagine being a player, being able to try to shoot the basketball with sleeves.
It made no sense.
Not at all. So I'm looking forward not to see guys wearing, I would call it T-shirt.
That's his second personal foul.
Bulls trail by 20. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. The great one passes to Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
He's a deadly shot maker after setting the pick. Markkanen can roll to the cup or pop out for the jumper.
And the foul called on the great one. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Romero. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Chicago Bulls. Butler with the steal. Hayton. Count that bucket.
It's fine to extend your defense to try and create turnovers, but guys have to help each other.
That's been a problem for them all game. Teamwork is something you just can't turn on and off.
Here's the great one. Well, we've seen the growth of the G League, especially in how much it's been utilized for player development. A lot of guys going up to the NBA level. Steve, how do you think we'll see this evolve over the next 10 years?
I think the G League and this partnership with the NBA and teams has been fantastic. It's kind of similar to baseball right now in the minor leagues, and the teams have done a great job of having the flexibility to bring guys up and down. I love it for a lot of these young guys to get a chance to develop and also be a part of, I would say, the big team.
Excellent point.
For the Mavericks, Romero. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
He hits both from the stripe.
Yeah, love the attitude he's playing with here in the second half, going strong to the hoop and getting to the free throw line.
Here's the great one. Back to Murray. Pass to the great one. At the elbow, it's Markkanen. clock at 4. No good from the great one. Mavericks have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Here's Butler. Score the basket, his 8th. 8 for 13 from the floor.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Murray, the pass to the great one. Shot to stop the run. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Mavericks have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. Murray against Payton. Knocked loose. The great one passes to Murray. And Butler sends it back.
One of the most versatile defenders we have in the league. Butler's reach also allowed him to get that block.
From 18 feet away, and he nails the jumper. Hutchinson's got 4 points in the quarter. Dallas with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. Here's the great one. NBA awards are voted on by broadcasters and writers around the NBA. Do you think that's the best way, Steve, to pick an MVP?
Well, I really think in some kind of way you got to have players more involved, being able to come out and be able to pick the MVP, because these are the players that are going up against these guys. I also would love to see where we have more of the defensive player of the year during the offseason, the rookie of the year in the offseason. Obviously giving out more of those awards for the playoffs as well.
And you got to, of course, beware of it becoming a popularity contest, too.
Yes, totally.
Here's Payton after the made shot from the great one. Pass to Doncic. There's the dish to Butler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes up from the top of the key, and it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14.
Butler's jump shot has certainly come a long way. He's pretty much on point from anywhere.
Here's the great one, defended by Butler. Back to Murray, stolen by Monroe. Down low. Now the feed to Doncic. The kick outside to Butler. Another 3 for Dallas.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, forcing defenders to come out and guard them, which could open up driving lanes if they want to take advantage of that.
Now here is Carter. And there's a foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game. The NBA is so financially stable right now, Steve. What's it been like watching this growth for the league overall? So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory.
So I got this full-size basketball court in my spot, right? And then, I'm gonna come over,